Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is Shrink, a rather fascinating. I don't want to say graphic novel, maybe graphic memoir, graphic journal. It's by Rachel M. Thomas. It's the story of a fat girl, and it's a story about being overweight. But I guess overweight is really even the best way of putting it. So I mean, she uses the word fat a lot, and we're going to use the word fat as well because that's what she uses. So this is a story about Rachel and her weight. She would, in the beginning, at least consider herself a fat girl. And she talks about the good and bad of that. And I think it is a fascinating read, especially for those who might struggle with their weight or think they're struggling with their weight, because I think there's a lot in it that cuts through the bullshit and really just, talks about our culture, talks about the healthcare industry, and a lot of the bullshit that exists around weight in society. So it starts off, really simply of just her being overweight, her being fat, and being picked on by kids, and generally having people stare at her and kind of have that thought of she's fat. Talks about experiences going to doctors, and doctors consistently telling her, like, you should lose some weight, you should lose some weight, lose some weight. And she brings up that is a bullshit statement, that we are a culture, just people that became obsessed with BMI, the body mass index, and how much bullshit that measurement is. That it is a measurement based off of average white men, and that's about the measurement, and that's about it, is height and weight, and that's about all you get. Has really very little to do with health and anything underlying, because as she points out, you can be skinny and have massive underlying issues, health issues. I mean, I myself would consider myself, average or probably on the skinny side, and I have massive underlying health issues. You can also be very heavy and also be in the best of health. I'm sure there are people who are twice my weight and maybe my height that could probably run circles around me. As she points out, is like there are more factors than your height and weight to really determine health, but we are focused on height and weight. She talks about a lot of that is advertising and society and the imagery that is beat into our heads. She jokes that in some ways being overweight isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's because then you aren't being like advertised to all the time, and that like you aren't a product yourself, and kind of ignored, so you can go kind of do your own thing, that there's something liberating in some ways about it. But she talks about her weight loss journey, how people treat her, even when she lost, I think she says like 25% of her weight or something like that. She goes into a new doctor who doesn't know her, and that doctor's response is, oh, you need to lose weight. And her thought is like, fucker, I've already lost 25% of my weight. But when she sees her regular doctor who would know her says, like, no, you're actually losing too much weight too quickly. And she then kind of goes into that as like, we are also in a culture and society that is fast weight loss, and that's bad as well. That can cause all sorts of issues when it comes to health. So that overall, like, while there's a lot of people who talk a good game and are out there, like, as a whole, like, there's a lot of bullshit that goes around. There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of beliefs. There's just a lot of problems in many, many ways. She also talks about like the body acceptance movements and problems with those. It's a fascinating read. I think it is a really, really interesting read that cuts through the bullshit. And I think in that way it is super successful. Like, it is not pro weight loss, not pro being heavy. It just is pro reality, and that, you are who you are, I think, is the kind of the best way of putting it. And like, you can be heavy and healthy, you could be skinny and unhealthy, like that. In the end, health isn't weight and height, and I think that's a lot of the underlying message. As I said before, I don't know if I could call it graphic novel. Graphic memoir feels a little bit better. Graphic journal, I think, really, really sums it up, and you can see why. It's a lot of text, not speech bubbles and stuff like that, with art, and the art's fantastic. Like, I really do like the black and white art. I think it really kind of it nails things really, really well. It does a great job of making a point. And yeah, I mean, as I said, like, it's just to me a very, very interesting read. You know, well worth checking out, well worth reading. Like, I think it's I think it frames the discussion really well, and that's I think the triumph of it. So, very interesting read. You can go get this. It's out in shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so you're doing that. You help support our site. And speaking of support, I want to thank Graphic Mundi for hooking us up with the review copy. And of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into comics, if you're into graphic novels, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, everything. All at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.